Thank you. Looks like I did get in. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
morning, Mark.
Good morning, how are you? Albert,
I'm good, thanks. How you doing?
how are you? Busy day. Mark.
Good. Morning, Jennifer, Andy, Roberta.
Hi, Dan.
Good morning, Chair Galvin and Board Member Walsh. Nice to see you both.
Morning.
Secretary Atha, do you know if we have our other subcommittee member joining us?
As far as I know, this was confirmed for all three.
Okay.
We can wait a couple minutes.
Morning. Having a little bit of camera trouble, so I will do my best today. Thanks, everyone.
We can see you, Lisa.
Fabulous. It's been blurry, it's been green, it's been all kinds of things this week.
No problem. All right, we have everybody, I think, then. So I'll go ahead and call the meeting of the Contract Review Subcommittee for the Board of Public Utilities to order. May we have a roll call, please, Secretary Atha?
Chair Galvin,
Here.
Board Member Badenford,
Here.
Board Member Walsh.
Here.
Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. I don't think I have to give you all the admonitions that I normally give for the regular meeting, so I think this will be a quickie. First item on the agenda is public comments. So we're now taking public comments on item 2. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. If you're dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Do we have anyone?
We have no public comments.
There's a surprise. Okay, we'll move to item 3.1. Director Burke.
Thank you, Chair Galvin and members of the subcommittee. Our only item is the water service agreement between City of Santa Rosa and El Cristal Mobile Home Park. And Andrew Allen, our supervising engineer in the asset management team, will be making the presentation.
Thank you. Roberta, can you put up the slides? Is that how we're doing it today?
No, sir, you're presenting. That's why I want to do to a co-host. Do you not have a PowerPoint presentation?
Oh, I apologize. You want me to run this? I apologize. I will be honored to do that. Give me a second. Oh, crap. Gonna try it now. Hold on.
I don't think we're seeing the right screen. There you go.
Thank you for your patience. I don't normally have this fancy a setup going on here, so I'm actually pretty happy it made it through. Good morning, Chairman Galvin and members of the board, and specifically the Contract Review Subcommittee. Here to walk you through the water service agreement between the City of Santa Rosa and El Cristal Mobile Home Park. Again, my name is Andrew Allen, supervising engineer. I'll give you, this is the overview of my presentation. I'll give you a little background on the project and what's happening and why we're here. location map showing you where El Cristal is, some specifics about the El Cristal Mobile Home Park, their request for assistance, and the prior BPU and council review, our analysis and recommendation. Little background, a lot of words on the screen, but we are in the process of, there's 9 locations in the city of Santa Rosa that the state has asked us to, water systems that want to be consolidated to the city. And the state requires that we do this. It's mandatory for us. And they have an assistance program. The state does a lot of the work on the front end of this activity, coordinating it, hiring a consultant, and ultimately they reimburse the property owner for fees paid and construction. This is done under Prop 1, and we've done one before under Prop 84, connecting 4 similar water systems that were in need of connection. So in grant funding for this project, and it will ultimately be a CIP projects that connects these 9 water systems to city water. Here's a location map, and the highlighted water system is at the El Cristal Mobile Home Park. Got quite a few right along Santa Rosa Avenue. We do have a project on James Court, which is actually a street project. It's not a mobile home park. So some are mobile home parks, but not all. But that's the location of the various 9 water systems that ultimately will be connected to city water. One of those, El Cristal Mobile Home Park, is one of the 9, and they have arsenic issues, and then more recently came up with E. coli contamination that they haven't been able to clear from their wells. So they have been supplying residents with bottled water for a couple of years now, and that's for use for drinking and bathing, and that's a challenge, and they want to fix that. This mobile home park and water system is actually outside the city limits, so a utility certificate was required, and that has been applied for and granted by the city. Again, with this high E. coli, with E. coli counts, the state approached us for additional assistance, and we felt it appropriate that we allow a temporary emergency connection. And when I say emergency connection, we are connecting them to our water supply. The full connection will include fire protection, as is required for connections with the normally connections to city water. So ultimately, the fire connection will be made with a larger project. But we're trying to get them some good drinking water in the meantime. And that's why it's called a temporary connection, but it's going to look very much like the permanent connection once we're all done. And the purpose of this agreement and why we're here today is the water service agreement between the water system and the city has to be signed and submitted to the state. So it just is telling them that we're taking over to provide water. That's really the majority of the agreement is limited to that. There's the crux of the situation, and until that agreement goes forward, they can't be reimbursed. This has been seen by BPU and ultimately up to City Council. One of the, back in 2020, in order to help facilitate the emergency connection, because they have a limited amount of funds that they're willing to put towards an emergency connection project, they requested and we agreed to a fee deferral agreement. And those fees will be paid as a first order of business once we have the overall 9 system connection project move forward. So we came to you and showed you similar information and asked that you recommend to City Council that the fee deferral agreement was satisfactory. And then you unanimously approved that again back in 2020. And next month in October of 2020, we went to council and they unanimously approved that agreement as well. So that was step 1. In the meantime, we have the contractor has submitted plans and it received an encroachment permit to move forward as well. The state consolidation project will provide the permanent connection to city water within the next 5 years, hopefully a little sooner than that. Again, due to the urgency need for water, El Cristal, they have started construction of the temporary connection. Initially, this is at their own expense, and the water service agreement is required by the state for El Cristal to be reimbursed. So they're just starting to spend money. So it's very timely that we can put this forward. Looking a little more specifically at the agreement itself, we're going to work together to complete the temporary connection here in 2022. El Cristal is responsible for paying all the costs to connect to city water, including construction costs and meter and processing fees and encroachment permit fees. And that the city will provide water to El Cristal. El Cristal public water system will cease to exist, and El Cristal will be a customer of Santa Rosa Water. And there is no cost associated to the city for this agreement. And it is recommended by the Water Department and that the Board of Public Utilities Contract Review Subcommittee recommend that the Board of Public Utilities by resolution approve a water service agreement between the City of Santa Rosa and El Cristal Mobile Home Park, LLC. And I'm here to answer any questions that you might have.
Thanks, Andy. Any board member or committee member questions or comments? Seems pretty straightforward. I know we did see this back in 2020. I'm surprised it's taken so long to get back to us for the temporary, but I guess the E. coli issue probably spurred things on a little quicker, huh?
There's a lot of paperwork and steps that go through the process to get to this point. Being in the middle of COVID hasn't helped, but they do have a contractor on board. They're starting construction, and they're excited and happy to be going. We've got some of the other mobile home parks are asking for the same, but they don't have the same emergency in effect with the E. coli. Is just very important to get them hooked up, and we're happy to do that. If the mobile home park just came in and wanted to connect, there's no reason that an agreement like this isn't put in place, but it is to make sure the state wants to make sure this is all documented and they can pay the mobile home park and reimburse their fee costs.
How many units are in this development?
I think there's 130 people, I think 130 residents, and more like 60 units. I have that information. I just don't have it at the tip of my tongue.
That's okay. No problem. Board member questions or comments?
Just a big here, and thank you for the presentation and the work.
You're most welcome.
Doing great work. I appreciate you moving this up and taking care of people.
All right, well, at this point then, we'll take public comments on item 3.1. If you wish to make a comment via Zoom, please raise your hand. If you're dialing in via telephone, please dial *9 to raise your hand. Secretary Etha?
No public comments.
Okay, at this point then, I'll ask for a recommendation or a motion from the committee to approve the recommendation from the Water Department.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make I move that the subcommittee of the Board of Public Utilities recommends the full Board of Public Utilities approval of a water services agreement between Santa Rosa Water and El Crystal Mobile Home Park as presented by staff.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. May we have a roll call vote, please?
Chair Galvin,
Aye.
Board Member Badenford,
Aye.
and Board Member Walsh.
Aye.
Great, passes unanimously. Thanks again, Andy. I'm sure it'll sail through BPU and the council. I think that concludes our agenda. I appreciate you all being here. Nice quick meeting, so enjoy the rest of your day. And Jennifer, I guess I will see you on the Zoom this evening.
Yes, thank you so much to the committee members. Appreciate your time. And yes, we have an important council meeting later today.
All right,
Thank
we
you.
are adjourned. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.
All
Thank you.
right, bye-bye.
Jennifer, Andy, Jennifer, are you still on or are you off?
I'm still here.
I want to thank you and Roberta. I'm off-site traveling, and Roberta went beyond the scope of her duties to make sure I got the agenda and got all set up on time. So
Oh, great.
I wanted to help me out. And tomorrow's meeting, I think I'm going to be in the air for the water, so I apologize for that.
Okay. I think we have a quorum, so we'll miss you, but appreciate you letting us know. And it's an easy agenda. It's some feel good items, so that's nice.
I really appreciate it. And so we're going to apply for the award then. That should be there's just discussion of that, how we apply, or
We're going to provide information on awards that we're giving our community for doing a great job conserving water.
oh,
And so they'll be
Okay.
recognized at council.
the water bill, 1,000 gallons. I
Good
think
job.
what happened, period, it got jostled around. So it's always 1.4 above. So I think what happened is the billing days, but I got one for 1,000. I pinned that to the wall.